This is a story about mother power. Mrs. Lane's daughter recently became a teenager. During the girls' summer vacation, she had very little to do. Mrs. Lane decided that her daughter was beginning to go down the wrong path. She needed to do something to create a good path. She talked to her neighbor next door, who also had a teenage daughter, and discussed the problem she faced. Her neighbor said that she was worried about the same thing. They thought together about what their daughters could do that might lead them to the right path and came up with several good ideas. However, they realized that they needed help to make their ideas happen. They knew 6 other mothers with teenage daughters who lived on the block. So they invited them to a gathering at Mrs. Lane's house. Mrs. Lane and her neighbor presented their ideas and found that most of the other mothers had additional ideas of what the girls might do. As a result, they formed a team to organize a summer of activities for all the teenage girls on the block. First, the mothers knew that there were quite a few neighbors with artistic talents. They talked to the neighbors and found that most all of them were willing to share their artistic methods with the girls. Because there are so many girls, they needed a place for them to get together with a local artist. So they contacted Mr. Charles, who managed the local park, and he agreed to let them use a room in the park building. Each of the artists spent at least a day with the girls, and in most cases, some girls continued to learn and work with the artists. The second thing the mothers did was to arrange to take the girls for visits to business offices in the neighborhood. Some of the places they went included a large insurance company, a bank, a bakery, an accounting firm, and a cosmetician school. Because the girls saw many young women working at these businesses, it opened their minds to new vocational possibilities for their own future. Finally, the mothers decided the girls should do a project to improve the block. The girls decided to work with all the neighbors and create a family flag for each household. They asked each family to identify some symbols about themselves and the history that could be used on the family flag. Then, working with a local seamstress, they created a flag for each household. On Saturday morning in the summer, all the neighbors gathered, hung their flags, and everyone walked from house to house as each family told about what their family flag was about. Mrs. Lane said of the summer's activity, "We broke the lines between the mothers. We broke the lines between the girls. We broke the lines between the mothers and the girls. And we're a real community now." At the end of the first summer, the mothers decided to expand their team to include men. This extended team took on neighborhood initiatives that reached beyond working with girls.